This is the story of How to Live Forever, my new album which comes out this week. So I guess you could say it starts in 2013 really, when I invested in Mouse on Mars Indiegogo campaign and got to spend a weekend with them. They've been my musical heroes for a very long time, and it was just a really inspiring experience, and I just came back really excited. For the first time I felt like maybe I could be part of a new tradition. So I was putting on these shows every 2 weeks to start with, just to try and figure out which of my ideas would play and which wouldn't work so well. I got myself into a really nice studio, a day a week. But maybe I was playing too many gigs. Attendance could be a bit patchy and I didn't care, but the venue promoters started to complain about bar takes and stuff, so I got a bit discouraged. And then maybe a year and a bit later, the studio fell through, and that was the point at which I thought, okay, it's time to move to Berlin. Part 2. I moved to Berlin, to a little studio flat in Neukölln, played some shows, dodged some fireworks, upgraded some gear. I still wasn't playing that sheer volume of gigs that I felt I needed to really figure this thing out. I was spending so much time alone, I kind of got back into computer games and discovered Twitch, where people kind of like just play games on camera and there's a big chat. So I set up my own channel and started streaming myself. I played for 2 hours a night, every night, for months on end, and started to home in on something that felt right. I enjoyed giving people that experimentation, those sets that were different every time, but really the magic was when you played a song that they recognized and that they had heard before, and I wanted to mix those two things. But the songs I had were all from different times in different styles with different moods, so I needed a way to really bring it all together. Part 3! It was mid-2015, I was moving back to London soon, and I still didn't have the songs I needed, so I just said, okay, I've just got to pull out all the stops and just somehow get an album recorded. I decided early on that each track should have a drop and a joke. I recorded everything in this little room. I created this mood board to try and keep everything anchored, including sort of images, a font, some fashion photography, all sorts. Having the mood board meant I avoided having these sort of pockets of self-doubt in the lyrics and in the music, because I really wanted the whole album to feel like you were on cocaine or something. I worked flat out and eventually managed to flesh out side A and side B. And after the 6 most intense days of my life, I was done and also knackered. I packed up my things and said goodbye to Berlin. Part 4. To record something that quickly, it's going to be pretty rough around the edges. You need to sleep on it, you need to let it breathe. To get it to the highest possible production standards, I was going to need some help. And I always felt like with a traditional record deal, you get that artist development and you get time with really experienced producers. So I wanted to try and do that for myself. So I recorded the final vocals with my singing teacher in his shed. And I found a good producer to mix and master it all who had some chops. He also had a shed. I joined an app startup to try and start raising some money, but after a couple of months the company went under and didn't pay me for all my work. So I joined another startup and worked with them for a while, and so eventually I was back in the black and able to just pay everyone. The album was in production for over a year, but it got a lot of love. I've been paving the way for the release today for a year ever since, because I spent so much time, so much money, risked so much to get this thing done that I didn't want it to just disappear off people's Facebook feeds. So I just hope you bloody love it.